The warning klaxons had been screaming for 3 minutes when Commander Marcus Steele Hawthorne's cybernetic arm finally gave out. Sparks cascaded from the elbow joint as he fought to maintain control of his dying starfighter, the Retribution's edge. His organic left hand gripped the stick while his malfunctioning mechanical right twitched uselessly at his side. "Come on, you piece of junk," he muttered, not sure if he was talking to his arm or his ship. The planet below wasn't on any of his star charts. It should have been the asteroid mining station Kepler 442, but instead, a lush world of emerald forests and silver cities sprawled beneath him. His navigation systems were fried, his comm array was dead, and his fuel reserves were reading 0. Marcus had exactly one choice: crash landing. The Retribution's edge carved a fiery trench through an alien meadow before finally coming to rest, against a grove of trees that looked remarkably like earth willows. Steam hissed from the damaged hull as Marcus kicked open the cockpit and stumbled out, his mechanical arm hanging limp and useless. That's when he saw them. A crowd of beings had gathered at the crash site, tall, elegant creatures with pale blue skin and eyes like liquid silver. They stood in perfect formation, as if they'd been waiting for him. But what made Marcus's blood run cold wasn't their alien appearance. It was the signs they were holding. "Welcome home, Marcus Hawthorne. We've been expecting you, Steele." "The hero of Titan Station has arrived." Marcus's hand instinctively moved to his sidearm. "How do you know that name?" The crowd parted, and a female alien stepped forward. She was taller than the others, with intricate silver markings across her forehead and robes that seemed to shimmer with their own light. When she spoke, her voice carried impossible warmth. "We know everything about you, Marcus Hawthorne. Born on Earth Colony Delta 7, lost your parents in the Centauri raids when you were 12, enlisted in the Terran Defense Force at 17, earned the nickname Steele, not for your mechanical arm, but for your unbreaking will during the siege of Titan Station." Marcus took a step back. "That's classified information. Some of it's so classified it's not even in my official files." The alien, who somehow felt familiar despite her utterly foreign appearance, smiled with genuine affection. "We know about the nightmares, too. About how you blame yourself for Lieutenant Sarah Chen's death. How you requested the mechanical arm replacement not because of the injury, but because you wanted to feel less human, less capable of failing the people you love. Stop." Marcus's voice cracked. "Just stop." But she continued, her silver eyes, reflecting depths of understanding that seemed impossible. "We know you keep a photo of Sarah in your jacket pocket. We know you volunteer at the Veterans Hospital every Tuesday when you're planetside. We know you donated anonymously to the families of everyone who died under your command." Marcus felt his knees give out. He slumped against his wrecked fighter, staring at beings who knew secrets he'd never told another living soul. "What are you people?" "We are the Zephyrians," she said, kneeling down to meet his eyes. "And we have been watching humanity for 3 centuries, Marcus, not as invaders or conquerors, but as admirers." "Admirers?" She gestured to the crowd behind her. "Every species we have encountered conquers through strength, or manipulates through cunning, or survives through adaptation. But humans? Humans are the only species that grows stronger through their pain, more compassionate through their suffering, and more heroic through their failures." Marcus shook his head. "You don't understand. I'm not a hero. I got my entire squadron killed at Titan Station. I failed. You held the line for 6 hours against impossible odds." Another Zephyrian called out. "You saved 40,000 civilian lives." "You carried Lieutenant Williams to safety after your arm was severed," added another. "You stayed behind to manually detonate the charges that destroyed the enemy flagship," said a third. The female Zephyrian reached out and gently touched Marcus's mechanical shoulder. "Among all the species in the galaxy, only humans turn their greatest failures into their greatest strengths. Only humans find ways to become more than they were through suffering. That is why we know your name, Marcus Hawthorne. That is why we have been waiting. Waiting for what? She stood and extended her hand. For the teacher who will show us what it truly means to be alive. You see, we Zephyrians are ancient, powerful, and wise, but we have never learned the most important lesson in the universe, which is how to fail beautifully, how to break and rebuild ourselves stronger, how to find hope in hopelessness. Her smile was radiant. How to be human. Marcus stared at the offered hand, then at the crowd of beings who had somehow seen past his failures to something he couldn't see himself. His mechanical arm sparked once more, then went completely dead. But for the first time in years, Marcus felt more alive than any machine. He took her hand with his remaining organic one and let her help him stand. I don't know how to teach something. I'm still learning myself. Then we will learn together, she said. After all, isn't that the most human thing of all? As the alien sun set behind them, Marcus realized he might have crashed on the wrong planet, but perhaps, for the first time in his life, he had landed exactly where he was meant to be. The crowd began to disperse, but not before each Zephyrian approached him personally, shaking his hand and thanking him for being human, for being flawed, for being real. And in that moment, Marcus understood that sometimes the greatest strength wasn't in never falling down. It was in getting back up,